To achieve your destiny and highest potential, it is important that you identify and follow the science of nature. The story of the Alchemist is about a shepherd boy who journeys across the desert to the pyramids in search of his treasure. Written in 1987, this book is one of Paulo Coelho's best novels. Through this story, we are taught to understand our true calling, the purpose of our life, and to follow it. Today we are going to discuss the summary and life lessons from this book. So let's get started. A shepherd boy named Santiago, while grazing his sheep, arrives at an abandoned church. There is a sycamore tree near that church. The condition of the church wasn't good, but to spend the night, he brings his sheep inside, cleans the floor with his jacket, and lies down using his book as a pillow. His sleep is interrupted early because of a dream. He has had this same dream many times before. After waking up, he uses his staff to wake up his sheep as well. Santiago feels that his life and the lives of his sheep are connected, and he even talks to them. For the past few days, he had been telling them about the daughter of a merchant from a village. Last year, when he went to that village, he talked to that girl quite a bit and sold the merchant the wool of 4 sheep. In the next 4 days, he is going to reach that same village again. As he starts to leave the church with his sheep, he remembers that maybe he should ask the old woman who interprets dreams about the meaning of his recurring dream. He tells the old woman how, in his dream, a little girl takes him near the pyramids and tells him to take the treasure from there. The old woman says, "I will definitely tell you the meaning of this dream, but you will have to give me 1/10 of the treasure." Santiago agrees to her condition, and the old woman tells him to go to the land of the pyramids, Egypt, to search for the treasure. When Santiago asks her how he will get to Egypt, the old woman says that she does not know about that. After this, Santiago buys a bottle of wine for himself from the market and exchanges his old book for a thicker one. Sitting in the market square, he starts reading the book. Just then, an old man comes up to him and asks which book he is reading. The old man says that he has already read that book. When Santiago asks his name, the old man tells him, "I am a king, and my name is Melchizedek." Santiago can't believe it. The old man goes on to say, "If you give me 1/10 of your sheep, I will show you the way to find the treasure." Santiago questions the old man, asking why he didn't ask for 1/10 of the treasure instead of the sheep. The old man replies, "If you promise to give away something you don't yet have, you might stop trying to get it at all." The next day, Santiago brings 1/10 of his sheep to the old man, as he had promised. The old man tells him that he will find the treasure near the pyramids of Egypt, but to obtain the treasure, he must identify and follow the signs that God has set for him. Just then, butterflies appear there. The king reads the boy's mind and says, "You thought right. Butterflies are a good omen. Always follow your vision." The king opens his cloak, takes out 2 stones called Urim and Thummim, one white and one black, from his jeweled armor, and gives them to Santiago, saying, "Whenever you are confused about understanding omens, use these. Black means yes and white means no." After this, the king says goodbye to the boy and leaves. Santiago first arrives in Africa for his journey to Egypt and sits in a bar there. In the bar, he meets a Spanish boy who tricks him in the busy marketplace and runs away with all his money. In the evening, Santiago regrets his situation and starts to cry. He remembers the days he spent with his sheep. Then Santiago tries out the 2 stones. He asks, "Will I be able to find the treasure?" In answer, the black stone comes out of the bag, which is a symbol for yes. Seeing this, Santiago gains a little courage. Somehow, the night passes. In the morning, Santiago arrives at a crystal shop on top of a hill and says, "I will clean your glassware and crystals. This way, they will sell better. In return, just give me a little food." When the shopkeeper doesn't say anything, Santiago starts cleaning the glass items with his jacket. Just then, some customers arrive and buy a few items. Seeing this, the shopkeeper becomes happy, gives Santiago some food, and offers him a job at his shop. When the shop starts doing better than before, Santiago advises the shopkeeper to set up a showcase outside the shop. At first, the shopkeeper refuses, but later he agrees. Gradually, Santiago ends up working at the shop for a year and earns much more money than before. One morning, Santiago tells the shopkeeper that he has saved enough money to buy sheep again. The shopkeeper says that you did not recognize my shop, but you are not going to buy any sheep because your goal is something else. Hearing this, Santiago also thinks that he can become a shepherd anytime, since he knows this work very well. So he joins a caravan heading to Egypt, and there he befriends an Englishman. The Englishman had read many books on chemical science, but his goal was to become an alchemist. That's why he was going to Egypt in search of an alchemist. Actually, an alchemist is someone who knows how to turn ordinary metals into gold. The people in the caravan travel forward during the day, either on their camels or on foot, and rest at night. As they continue on their journey, Santiago and the Englishman have many conversations. Santiago tells the Englishman the whole truth about the treasure. One day, fighting breaks out among different tribes in the desert. The caravan is forced to stop at a tribe called Naxlistan. Santiago and the Englishman start searching for the alchemist. The two of them arrive at a well. There, they meet Fatima. Santiago goes up to her and feels a sense of belonging. They look at each other and smile. When asked about the alchemist, Fatima tells him about the alchemist. The Englishman meets the alchemist and asks him his questions. The alchemist advises him to first try to turn lead into gold himself. The next day, Santiago waits for Fatima at the well when suddenly the alchemist appears and says, "The real treasure is you, for which the search is you. That's why I have crossed the entire desert to find you." After that, Santiago and Fatima start meeting each other daily. He tells Fatima about the universal language and the soul of the world, which he has learned from his sheep, from the old king, by following his visions and through his journey in the desert. Santiago thinks that Fatima is his real treasure, but Fatima advises him to search for the treasure for which he crossed the desert. Fatima says that if I am truly a part of your life, then you will definitely come back. On the other side, the Englishman also starts his experiments by building his furnace, as advised by the alchemist. One night, Santiago sees two hawks fighting in the sky and has a vision that an army is about to attack Al-Fayoum. He remembers the advice given by the old king, always follow your vision. Santiago tells the chief officer of the tribe about his vision. The chief believes Santiago and prepares the army to counter the attack. But he also warns Santiago that if his claim turns out to be false, he will be killed. Sometime later, Santiago meets a man dressed in black. The man gives him his address and leaves. This man is none other than the alchemist himself. The next morning, an army really does attack Naxalistan, but because they were prepared in advance, they counter the attack, arrest the enemy leader, and hang him. Santiago's vision turns out to be true, so he is rewarded with a lot of gold. Now the alchemist starts guiding Santiago in his search for the treasure. Santiago asks him, "What will happen if I forget about the treasure, marry Fatima, and settle down here?" The alchemist says, "If you do that, you will become an advisor in the local government here. You will be happy for a year after marrying Fatima. In the second year, you will start remembering the treasure. Visions will motivate you to search for the treasure, but you will ignore them. In the third year as well, the visions will remind you about the treasure. Fatima will also feel sad that because of her, you did not pursue your destiny. In the fourth year, the visions will stop helping you because you did not follow them. The people of the tribe will also remove you from the position of advisor. After that, you will only regret that you did not pursue your destiny." The alchemist tells him that love never stops anyone from discovering their destiny. If a person stops pursuing their discovery, then their love is not true. Santiago understands what he means, but before leaving, he wants to meet Fatima. So he goes to Fatima's tent, tells her everything, and promises to return. The next day before sunrise, the alchemist and Santiago set out towards the pyramids. After traveling through the desert for a few days, they reach a Christian monastery. There, the alchemist transforms lead into gold in front of Santiago and divides the gold into 4 parts. He gives 2 parts to the monastery's caretaker, keeps 1 part for himself, and gives 1 part to Santiago. Here, the alchemist says goodbye to Santiago and tells him to go to the pyramids alone. When Santiago reaches near the pyramids, he sees a strange bug crawling at a certain spot. Taking this as a vision, he starts digging a hole at that very place. Just then, some people arrive and ask him, "What are you hiding here?" Those people take Santiago's gold and start beating him up. Santiago tells them that he is digging here for treasure, so their leader thinks he is crazy and says that he too used to have dreams that there was treasure hidden under a sycamore tree near a church in Spain. But he is not foolish enough to cross the entire desert just because of a dream. Santiago is stunned. After these people leave, he laughs at himself because he has finally discovered the real location of the treasure. After this, Santiago goes to Spain and digs under that same sycamore tree to find the treasure. He remembers the old woman to whom he had promised to give 1/10 of the treasure. Then he thinks of Fatima. He smiles and says, "I'm coming." Fatima. Friends, there are some very important life lessons to be learned from this entire story. First, listen to your heart. Where our heart lies, that's where our treasure is. We often see that people choose a different field instead of working in their area of interest. Because of this, they don't find satisfaction. Santiago also made his interests a priority, whether it was traveling the world or finding the treasure. That's why you should always give priority to your interests. Number 2, always keep going and overcoming challenges. Santiago faced many challenges along the way where he could have stopped, but he found more happiness in overcoming challenges than in sitting around feeling depressed. If you keep moving towards your goal continuously, then no situation is ever permanent for you. You keep improving by overcoming every situation, and the one who keeps improving is the one who becomes successful in life. Number 3. Dare to follow your dreams. Just think about it for a moment. What would have happened if Santiago had dismissed his dream as fake and never even started his journey? He wouldn't have met Fatima, wouldn't have found the treasure, nor would he have had so many brilliant experiences. Just like Santiago, you too must have a dream that you've locked away with your fixed mentality. To turn your dream into reality, you need to change your fixed mentality into a growth mindset and put in effort with proper planning toward your goal. Even when a turtle hatches from its egg, it has to put in a lot of effort. It is through this very effort that it develops the strength to put in even more effort. So, don't get distracted. Whenever we think about doing something big, a lot of doubts come to our mind. We wonder, is what I'm thinking of doing really what I should be doing, or should I follow another goal instead? Most of the time, this is just your distraction. You must have really felt that whenever your exams are approaching, all sorts of ideas start coming to your mind, ideas that have nothing to do with the exam. And when you sit down to study, these ideas distract you. It feels as if this exam is the only thing in the way. If it weren't for the exam, you'd be able to follow your dream idea. When he started following his dream idea, then his eyes were opened and he set out to pursue his dream with full focus. So guys, this was the summary of the Alchemist novel, including its important concepts and life lessons. You'll find the link to this book in the video description. If you liked the video, please like, share and subscribe. And you'll keep getting more book summaries like this along with life lessons. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. I'll meet you again in the next video with something fresh.